Hey Brick Bloggeteers, Will here, and today we're looking at a preview of an upcoming set 31154. Forest Animals Red Fox. Now this is going to release on March 1st for $49.99 in the US, and it comes with 667 pieces. Now I've always been a little wary of creator animals, but then I built the Majestic Tiger. And since this is the same price point, I gave it another shot. And I'm glad I did, because this whole build is very expert level in terms of the sculpting with the texturing of all the fur, the placement of all the joints. So let's break down all the joints that you have on the fox. I'll move the little stump off to a side for now. So starting with the head, you do have a mouth that can open and close. The ears are on clips and bars, so if you want it more attentive or more relaxed. The head itself is on a small ball joint, and if I pull it all the way back, it's still very hard to see that ball joint down there in the middle, so it's very well hidden. Even the back, there's not much there to see. Now the one joint that actually surprised me was this whole neck section, because normally I've seen this where it's one part of the body, but they want to make the fox more flexible. So you have the small ball joint that connects the head, and then into the main body is a large ball joint that's collared in there, and that restricts the ball joint from moving too many directions. So it's mostly a twist for this. But because it's a ball joint, it puts it at this interesting angle. All right, moving on to the front legs. So the front legs have two joints. One is up here by the body that just rotates, and then the ankle is a small little ball joint so that the paws can be in whatever position they need to be. The back legs are very complex. There's a total of 4 joints in here. So first is the haunch, which is on a rotating joint. Then you got going in from the hip out. So if you want to extend this, that's actually a double locking finger. Then extending the next thing out, the third joint, is a single locking finger. And then just like the front paws is a ball joint for the ankle. And this will allow you to set it up so that if you want a standing fox, or if you fold it all back up, a very secure seated fox. Now the last couple of joints are in the tail. So from the tip of the tail to the midsection, there's a big ball joint in there to give you a lot of flexibility, so you can pose that however you like. And probably the worst joint, because it's the most exposed, is this one. I like to call it a robot chicken leg, because that's kind of what it looks like. So you have that locking feature as well as a rotating locking when it hooks into the body. It's nice in the fact that they did give it a new color. There's actually 2 pieces in there. One's white and I think the other's tan. Instead of having a light gray, which is like the only color they used to make the part in. So at least you got it blending into the fox in its entirety. Now to go along with the fox, we have a little decorative stump with some new growth. We got a little mushroom off to the side on the snowy landscape. At the base of the new growth, we have some little teeth that are acting as sprouts, so you can see it popping up. I absolutely love this whole stump. So it's built on a 2x2 plate that has an octagonal bars all around, and the sides of the stump just clip down in, but so that you don't see the kind of octagonal shape, they stick a round tile in there with rings, so it tells you mentally this is round. That was a neat trick, and they got good texturing, even using clips to have that kind of broken look at the top, along with the jagged tiles. And of course, the new growth is built on a ball joint, just like the little mushroom here. So you can actually angle it at just the right angle. But this is a neat use of clips and bar holders where they stack a whole bunch of, I think they're like flower stems with bars that can actually nestle into one another. And it creates this very nice looking foliage. Yes. So I primarily just built the main set that's featured on the box because that's the one that typically uses most, if not all, the pieces, and this one it does. And if they mess up with this one, then I don't bother recommending the rest of the set. The fact that this one looks so good, and you have still a squirrel and an owl to build, it's fantastic. So $50 for a expert level build that looks like an art piece, if I'm really honest, it's amazing. I'm going to have to definitely look at any creator animals that come out now because they're no longer weird cartoony bits. They're actual art pieces. And it's still amazing that they think this is a 9+ for ages for the set. So Creator is ideally built for those who just love building, and this is it. So again, this is set 31154, Forest Animals, Red Fox.